everybody. Thank you. Love it, love it. Keep it coming. Before we start tonight's concert, I need to rewind a little bit. December is a blur. So much of a blur because we not only host our district band convention, but also this year we tried a new winter concert, which was over at MNU. So between those two nights, we see about 2,000 students, parents, and patrons come through the doors between here at Blue Valley High School and over at MNU. That work is not done by just me or just any of our staff. And so I'd like to thank all of the parents who helped with that. I know I saw Nikki make about 17 trips to Sam's Club, I think, in that 4-day period. So thank you for that. Our booster board who helped with that event, and all of the parents who really helped, as I say my messages, put our best foot forward for our musical community here. It's really good for us to maintain a good connection with our family bands from Olathe and Blue Valley and Shawnee Mission. So that way when we're in need, they'll be willing to help us too. It's a good community that way. As for tonight, I would like to thank Vicki Crawley for setting everything up for the dinner and service this evening, along with all of the parents who helped with that. Please, let's give all of them. And without further ado, please welcome Miss Janda and our combined bands from Prairie Star, Blue Valley Middle, and the Wind Ensemble of Blue Valley High School.
concerts. Not only that we get to play together as a big Blue Valley High Band family in 8th grade and the wind ensemble, but nights like tonight always make me think about where the 8th graders and high schoolers all started back with hot cross buns. And then they're able to do that. What you just heard represents about 4 different classes that rehearse separately, and then for the first time rehearsed tonight, and then they were able to put that all together. I think that's pretty incredible. There's so much, of course, coordination amongst all the directors to put these combined concerts together. But more importantly, I've been so impressed with the students and their ability to be very flexible and be able to adjust to the different conductors on the pieces. Like, I don't get to see the Prairie Star 8th grade very much, or at all, and they're able to really adjust to the way I lead a piece, and also with Mr. Mayer and Mr. Aubrey with both 8th grades being able to really, really be flexible. And I just think that's so incredible and such a great life skill that will continue through high school and also into their professional lives as well. All right, and while the high school is still transitioning, you'll get to hear our 8th grade combined band. They'll be playing 2 pieces together, and then after this concert, we're looking forward to our 8th grade festival, and then also our Worlds of Fun trip, and then of course being able to continue with all these musicians on stage next year with the Blue Valley High Band. So I'll give them a couple more minutes to transition, and then they'll kick it off with Mr. Aubrey.
Mr. Aubrey, and I'm the band director at Prairie Star Middle School, and this is our combined 8th grade band, which we last year started calling our Blue Star Middle School 8th grade honor band, and we think it's an honor for all of them to be a part of this group, and it's kind of a good blend of our 2 school names. We've done this for a couple of reasons, and one of the main reasons is give them an experience of playing in a large full band, and it's also a great way to promote camaraderie between our schools and help them kind of see what being at the high school level is going to be like when they come up here this next year. So we're excited to perform for you tonight, and the first piece we're going to play for you is a piece called Skydive. quick transition here and get ready for Mr. Adair, who's going to be conducting our second piece that we're going to be playing here, and he's going to come up here in just a second. But I wanted to say just a couple quick words about enrollment and thinking about what classes students are going to take next year. And I know that enrollment night was just last night, and so that's heavily on minds of all of these students up here, and also families thinking about what are we going to do for the next 4 years. It can be really overwhelming when you look at that catalog of all of the class options that you have going forward. But of course I'm biased, but I feel like being a part of the band here at Blue Valley High is a very special thing and can do a lot for these students moving forward. Band in high school becomes very social, more so than it is in middle school. And so a lot of these students down here that are in the wind ensemble, I'm sure that they could tell you that a big part of their friend group is people that they're involved with in music. And there are outstanding individuals up and down the line in our band program here at the high school. So it's a great place, it's a safe place. It's an awesome academic place for your child to land when they're in high school and to be a part of that group. Thinking about our programs, I've been around, out of our 4 directors, I've been around here longer than any of them now. And I just say that because I have seen over my 25 years at Prairie Star how much of a 6th through 12th grade program we've worked to develop, and I think it's pretty special. In our district, in our city, not all areas are like that. And I think we have a great vision for where we want to go with our students. And starting out in 6th grade, it's not our plan. Our goal is not for that program to end at the end of 8th grade for them, but to continue on through high school and just continue to build on their skill development and also the life skills that we're teaching them along the way. They continue to develop and to find young leaders of tomorrow. So we really like our program. We think it'd be a great place for your students to land. And I cannot say enough about Mr. Bassetti and Ms. Janda and their outstanding leadership here at the high school. So if it's something you're thinking about, if you're still on the fence about whether or not being a part of the band is something you want to do when you get into high school, what I always tell my students is just give it a try. Try it your freshman year, see what that's going to be like, and then from there you can decide if it's something you want to do or if it's something that, well, maybe I'm going to pursue other directions and have other interests. I do know that we have a lot of students that are involved in athletics, and I know that Ms. Janda and Mr. Bassetti work very hard to make sure that students can do other activities. And being in the band is not all-encompassing. There's lots of students that are involved in many other things, whether it's student government, whether it's athletics, whether it's debate, whether it's other performing arts. So there's a place for you to be in the band and be able to do other things like that. Okay, without any further ado, if I get so long-winded, Mr. Adair had to sit down. Wow. Okay, well, let's hear it for Mr. Adair.
Good evening. I'm just kidding. This next piece we're going to play for you guys. The microphone in my hand, I didn't use it. Our next piece is called Byzantine Dances. I'm not an English teacher, and some of these are kind of difficult words, so I had to grab this with me. But this piece is kind of in 2 sections. We have a fast, slow, fast section, and these are based off of Zybeck dances, which are traditional Roma dances that symbolize courage and heroism. If you kind of think like outstretched arms, maybe kind of similar to a bit of like traditional Russian dancing or Russian ballet. This piece is just fun. Every time we play it, I catch them smiling. I catch them speeding up because they're having such a great time, which they're not gonna do. But we hope you enjoy this as much as we do. This is Byzantine Dances by Carol Britton Chambers.
take just a few minutes here to switch between bands and then we'll get started again. Mr. Aubrey said a lot of beautiful things about what we're trying to do here at Blue Valley High School, as well as 6th through 8th grade. I would like to, as he alluded to, it's a little bit overwhelming to look at that course catalog and see all you have. So when you walked into the door, tonight, hopefully you saw some QR codes as you were entering. If not, I'll still email this out so you can peruse it. But it's like a one-stop shop for how you can do band in high school. So one thing in there are all of our high school directors put together a couple years ago, especially when they went to the new graduation requirements. We added a 4-year plan so you can see how band would work in a real academic schedule. And that schedule even includes like extra science and math and even foreign language, because a lot of universities require that. So we try to think of everything on that front, but you can peruse that document and see kind of how band would fit into a schedule with academics. In terms of academics, can your student do honors classes and AP classes and all that stuff? Can you raise your hand if you take honors and APs classes? Okay, and this is 50 of our 120, and in our other 2 groups, you would see about that many hands go up as well. Okay, as well, let's see here. Oh, the big one is the actual course enrollment. Freshmen have 2 options when they join the program at Blue Valley High School, and on the document I call them tracks. They're full-year tracks. Track 1 is our symphonic marching band track. That's the track that includes our championship level marching band, and that band at the end of marching season, which ends middle of October, they audition into our 3 main concert groups. This is the wind ensemble. This is our top audition group from the marching band. Then we have the symphonic band, which would be the top group at like any other school, or almost any other school in the state. And then we also have a concert band, which brings me to track 2. Track 2 is our freshman concert band cycle. So this would be a track for students who are looking to kind of dip their toe in the water at first, and then maybe explore a little bit further as they go. This is more or less, I would say, lightly a little bit more fun overall, because we still do some of the social things that Mr. Aubrey was talking about. But this is more or less like a middle school band experience. So we're pretty standard. We do play at 1 home football game to get that experience, because high school football, all that stuff goes together. Those are the 2 options. You can read about them in here. I even give you the course name and number. That will help you as well as you go through there. And also a couple other things. We do informal surveys among our community from time to time, and so they're all anonymous, and so we pulled some kind of quotes about what our community thinks of our program, and you all can read through that in there. And we even, a few years back, I think they're alumni now, but we did a nice little video for you and the students to see kind of what the experience is like from a student perspective of being in this program. If I could describe our program in one word, that word is welcoming. When you're out there, and we put some trophies and whatnot out there, which is great. It's fantastic. I'm proud of that because of that word, welcoming. Everything that we've achieved as a program starts there. And so when students join this program, they don't have to earn trust. It's given freely. And what that does is that opens up a whole world for them, right? The ego goes away, and everybody's just there to do the work and get better and be excited about it. And so what you're about to hear from our wind ensemble is the pinnacle of that at Blue Valley High School. And as of this year, one of the best bands in the state of Kansas, because this group was invited to perform at the Kansas Music Educators Convention at the end of February. Having said that, I'm not actually conducting tonight. I wanted this experience to be unlike the last one, partly because I'm pretty sure the last one started a pandemic. And so I don't want to take that blame. You can blame Mr. Aubrey this time, maybe. But also, as Mr. Aubrey alluded to, we are a true, as they say in our building, we are a true PLC. We talk every day as an area staff about how to be better for these kids every single day, and we never leave the table without something that we can do to improve our methods to give them the best possible experience we can offer them. And so I'm going to stop talking now. I appreciate you listening. Our first piece we're going to play on the concert will be conducted by Mr. Aubrey Block Long. Sports and activities. Can you do sports and activities and be in band? Yes. How do I know that? I've been here 15 years seeing people do it. Raise your hand if you're in another sport or activity. Right? And so it's not just band here. You can do band and other things you enjoy as well. This is Mr. Adair. Hey, everybody.
This next piece we're going to perform is called Shepherd's Hay. It was written by Percy Granger in the early 1900s, who's one of the most famous band composers ever. orchestra, chamber groups, etc. And this piece was written about the Morrismen of the agriculture areas in Great Britain, who would dance with like jingle bells, fancy clothing, and they would play fife, violins, fiddles, excuse me. And it was just about having a good time and celebrating each other. Fun fact, this was actually written for a very small orchestra originally, with a smattering of winds, a few strings, and an accordion. Kind of fun. But one thing as you guys have sat and listened and watched, one of the big words that I think of as I've been here for the last 2 years is the collaboration that I see and the teamwork that I see between our students, and that's through all levels. It's incredible to watch, and I think that's a really important part of growing up and moving forward as they turn into adults. I think that's the thing that makes a difference in their lives as they get older. So thank you for being here. Thank you, students. And I hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Have a great evening.